So many black women are confused when they get in relationships. It's because they think that if they help a guy out or do things for men, that is going to make them, more appealing to men.
Yeah.
And then they get with these guys because, of course, if you're a guy who doesn't want to work or doesn't want to be a breadwinner, then you find some woman that wants to send you on trips, and then you're going to cling to her because you don't have to do anything with her. You don't have to marry her. You don't have to do it.
With black women, it is widespread that we feel like we have to literally take care of men and not allow them to just be men in fear of losing control. I feel like a lot of it is in fear of losing control. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about a video that we saw actually on Instagram. The video is from a guy, you guys probably know him, he's pretty popular apparently. It's at Mr. Let's Go, or Let Go. I'll link it below, the video below, I'll link it below. But this woman is basically saying that she takes care of men, she's alpha female.
He's reacting to it.
He's reacting to a video of a woman talking to another lady about her being the alpha female, and that she's basically takes care of, she buys some trips and all this stuff. Clip will be entered here.
What kind of man do you desire, Alex?
You know what? I want somebody who is like super driven. Like, because now I own my own business, I'm kind of on my B. Simone stuff. Like, look, you got to kind of come with it. 9 to 5, my mentality is way beyond that. I want somebody who can inspire me, because like a lot of times in relationships, I'm the alpha female.
Okay, let's stop right there, because I want you to think about this stuff. She says a lot of times in relationships, she's the alpha female, but she wants something totally different than she's used to having, mainly because, she's tired of taking care of dudes, right? But why are you the alpha female trying to attract an alpha male? If you are the man in a relationship, how do you expect to attract an actual man to be with?
I agree with what this man is saying, because what he's saying is that she's saying she's sick and tired of taking care of men.
Right.
These men, she takes them on trips and does all this stuff, but she still is consistently dating the exact same men, and she's wanting some type of a different result. And this is such a good, I feel like black women, we have this issue where we feel like in order to feel love, we have to take care of men. And I think that it's getting to the point where now women are now just taking men on trips and doing all kinds of manly things,
Yeah, I think it's mostly too. I think it's just the idea of we're the same.
Oh, the equal thing.
We're like, and then when we start acting alike, we don't like it anymore.
Right.
When we get the same energy, or we get the energy we're not wanting back.
Right.
Because the whole idea is to get a guy, and then as soon as you get one, that's what what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just like relationships are not aren't hard to get.
I agree.
I don't know why people think it's hard. It's not hard to get in
Yeah.
a relationship. You know what I mean? It's hard to find the right person, but what's more hard is trying to be the right person for the person that's for you.
Right.
And a lot of people don't do that. They pretend to be something to get someone, and then when they want to be their self, then it's too late.
Right, they're already engulfed in the whole mess of a situation. I feel that when, there's like women out here that say, women like this, that will say, oh, like I agree with the equal thing, and I'm okay with taking care of my man and doing this and that and the other for him. They always say that in the beginning, right? And I'm sure this woman was saying this in the beginning, and then now she's feeling like she's sick of doing it. And I'm like, every woman feels this way. Like, it's funny, they're always trying to be something that they're not, and then I think he even said in the video that she obviously has some issues like with love, and she's probably used to being treated a certain way, or she's afraid to accept a masculine man because he's going to be more like her, basically alpha. He's going to be, I guess, running the show. So to me, I feel like it's just about letting go of your what's the word? Your control.
We want a feminine woman who is open to relinquishing control. So instead of trying to add so much stuff to keep a man, trips, somewhere to stay, money, letting him cheat, all these different things, be cooperative, be feminine, sit your ass down somewhere and allow the man to lead you.
Now she's talking about, like I always find these men, these scrubs basically, that I'm having to take care of and take on trips and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, there's something wrong with you in love.
Right. I mean, black women in general, I mean, we've done a few shows now. We did Tabitha, and then before that, I forget the other.
There was the one about the bathing suit girl. The firefighter's girlfriend.
What it is, it's like there's a thing that black women have that other women, some other races of women do have.
Right.
But in our community, it's more.
It's like prevalent.
Yeah, where we like to.
It's widespread.
We like to take over.
No.
You know what I mean? And I hate to talk about father absence because I know it's like a broken record, but it is the reason why black women are like that. There are a lot of black women who are raised by only women.
Yeah.
And so when you're raised by a single mother who is making the money and there's no man in the house with your mom to show you how to receive.
It's kind of like a side
effect. What to expect from men, then you just take that out into the world. You know what I mean? And then you get the energy you really don't want, thinking that, but it's just like when we were talking about Tabitha. It's the same thing. It's sort of this, as soon as we get in a relationship, she starts retiring her husband. Or, I was watching a video that popped up on my feed. It was Derek Jackson. There is a TikTok video. I don't know who put it out. I don't know if the girlfriend put it out or the boyfriend put it out of... the girlfriend is a full-time student and a full-time worker. And her boyfriend is what it looks like. Her boyfriend is, and they show in the video where she's going off to work. She's in her car. I'm sure people have seen it.
It's a viral video.
Yeah, she's going off to work. She's in the car. She kisses him goodbye while she's in the car. And then they show him doing all this domestic work. He's like doing the laundry. He's trying to figure out what to cook for dinner. He's going to the grocery store. He's doing all these things that typically a woman would do. And so Derek Jackson watched it and liked that he was doing that, and so I guess his subscribers said, "Derek, you always talk about these good men. Where are the men that act like this?" And then Derek went on with this BS conversation, but I was like, "No, this is the answer to that is act like a man, and you will get a beta male." You see what I'm saying? Men like this are only interesting when women are trying to climb up the ladder.
I know.
But as soon as she gets up in that ladder, or she wants to have a child, she's going to want a real man.
This girl's going to change.
And then he's going to go. You know what I mean? But that girl, she will accuse him of being a loser. And not being a real man.
Well, this is once
she's succeeded.
Right.
The same thing with Tabitha. You know what I mean? It's like black women tend to do this a lot, where we invite beta males in our lives, and then when they act like that, and we get sick of footing the bill, then all of a sudden we treat them like they're a problem.
Yeah, you accepted them one way, and then you're thinking that I don't know what you're thinking that because you've been with him for so long, all of a sudden he's gonna switch and become some type of a masculine. But no, you've already emasculated him by taking care of him, by retiring him, by allowing him to you go off to college or whatever, at school or work. And he's taking care of everything at home. It's like we have this thing where we are literally we are creating beta men. I feel like women. Well, I speak specifically. I think we speak a lot towards like black women because we're black, but also because it just is. It just seems like other races of women are not doing that. We are really. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's some very just cherry picked in there somewhere. But with black women, it is widespread that we feel like we have to literally take care of men and not allow them to just be men in fear of losing control. I feel like a lot of it is in fear of losing control. and wanting to have all that control. And then you have it, you succeed, and then you realize, we start getting, like you said, climbing up in the ladder of success, you start to realize that you've been sitting here with the beta man the whole time, and like Kara said, you want a man now.
Well,
No.
you want a man that makes more than you. And if you're making more money than him, then you're going to feel like you're providing.
Yes.
Because you are, if you're making the most money in the home. The thing is that we got a single mother rate, like I said, almost at 80% in the Black community, and people don't really realize the breakdown of the family unit, and what that does to people individually, and what it does to Black men. Because a lot of Black men, like we said, there was a girl that we did a video where she said, I want to be like, like what you guys are saying, I want to be a housewife, I want to do that, but I don't think Black men. I don't know.
The lady in this video?
No, the girl that commented that we did a video on. She sent us a
email,
and
okay.
she said, I want that, but I feel like Black men or something don't want women. They don't want women that are like traditional housewives. They want you to work, and they also want you to take care of them. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Black men, if 80%, almost 80% of Black mothers are single, then you have to understand that these men are being raised
by single.
That a lot of those kids are boys, and so they're being raised by women who are the head of household. And a
lot of single mothers, a lot of it is what's the word? It's generational. So those single mothers are raising Black boys.
Single mothers raise single mothers.
Yeah, so they're raising Black boys. They're usually not. It's not just the mother that's raising the boy. It's usually their aunts, their grandmothers. It's usually those boys are always around a bunch of women. I would say the majority of single men raised by single mothers, they're all raised around a bunch of women.
Right.
In the church or whatever it is, they run a bunch of women. So they just have all of this feminine energy and never this kind of like pounding of the chest type male type energy. You know what I mean? They don't have that. And I feel like this is what, they're raising those men. And those men are becoming these very emasculated men. And we were raised by single, mothers too, because single mother rate's crazy. And so we just kind of take on them like they're their mothers. Yeah. And I feel like this is what happens here is like, even in this video I was watching that I'm gonna put a clip up of, this is not new, and watching her talk about how she's, always the one taking care of them. She's always the one. Now she's sending them on trips and stuff like that.
Just one of the people where I like taking care of my dude. Like, he does something for me. He shows consistency. He shows me that he's there for me. Like, I take him on a trip. I pay for this. I pay for that. But I'm not the person who's like, I'm like, where are you coming with your table? Like, when are you going to pay for something?
I'm like, because she's in the same video, she's kind of complaining about it too.
He did not have his stuff together. At a certain point, it was kind of like, why do I have to keep bailing you out?
He's not going to feel comfortable in his soul to allow you to take him on. If it's his birthday, that's different, right? If it's a birthday, you celebrate, this is a gift to him. He's been celebrating you all this year. That's a whole different circumstance. But he's not going to feel right in his soul to allow a woman to take care of him.
There's been a trend of like, this is things that I don't clap for that happen on Instagram all the time that contribute to this problem and this situation, is that there were a thread of Black men that it became popular to watch Black men do their daughter's hair. On Instagram. Now, anybody else, every Black woman that watches that thinks that's cute, and then Black men thought that was getting the attention.
That was viral.
So a lot of Black men you would see on Instagram doing their little girl's hair. And so then there are the, like the guys like the video I was talking about where the girl goes off to school and she goes to work and her husband's doing domestic work. And see, women think that is cute. They think we applaud men who do stuff like that, and then as soon as we get one of those guys, because there are a lot of them, because when Derek Jackson was like, when those girls were like, where are all these men that act like this guy, I'm like, no, what do you mean? This isn't hard to find. All you have to do is act like a guy, and you will get every man that around you that doesn't want to be the head of household, who will date single mothers on purpose. Because that's what happens. There are men who date single mothers. And this is why I don't you know, and then the other thing on Instagram is like they always show like this black girl in a cap and gown with her baby, and then they title it, "Oh, single mother graduates from college," and they're always black girls. You never see them do this with white girls, Hispanic girls. It's always some black girl with two babies with a cap and gown, and we clap for that because we want to show that black women can persevere past single motherhood.
Right.
But this isn't a triumphant story as you think it is. This woman is going to be raising 2 kids by herself while trying to go out in corporate America and then also try to date.
But
But see, we applaud that. For black women, applaud this, and we perpetuate this, and this is the reason why so many girls think when they look at a girl like that, think that's cool.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And they'll do it.
That's the problem, though, is that those women that's happened to, it's happened. The babies are here, so it is what it is, right? They're here. We can't go back in time at that point. But it's not even that part. It's the part with the applauding it, and you know, what I mean, like, yeah, we should. I mean, proud, okay, but
We need to be
we need to
talking
talk about
families.
we need to talk about the,
you know what I mean?
the unit of family. I feel like that's where we're getting away from the talking about mother and a father and the home, 2-parent home. I think we're getting away from that. We're completely gone.
Because the whole implication of that is she did that without a man.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. It's not that the girl went off and went to college. Good for her. It's not that. It's the image of black women always doing things by themselves and persevering without men.
And then putting the strong black woman phrase above you.
Right. And, well, then just showing that men are irrelevant in our community. And what it does is it makes black men think that we don't need them, and it makes them mediocre when they come into our lives. You know what I mean? They don't want to be head of household. I mean, even women that I know that have gone to college and been really successful, they work and their husband works. Yeah. I don't know too many housewives that are black.
Yeah.
Most of them are either single mothers or if they are married, they're both working, no matter how much money they make. Right? I think that we don't believe in black men.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
we don't.
We don't think that they can be head of household. So we coddle them and we start buying stuff for them and trying to take care of them, and then they become our boyfriends and our relationships, and then over time we start to see
resentment
that we aren't being able to be feminine.
Yeah.
And we want it badly, but once you get a man who is used to a woman working, he's not interested in a woman that he has to take care of. He's only interested in a woman that can either cohabitate or even house husband him.
It's funny the way that people perceive black women in general and what other people, in the hotel, was that last week? I think it was last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. There were some construction workers staying in the hotel for a week, and pretty much all of them were Hispanic, Mexican. There was a couple of white ones and there was one black man, right? They were all together, workers together, and they were here. And I was in the breakfast area, like cleaning up the area, and they were in the breakfast area just kind of talking. I work overnight, so sometimes people just stay out there. And they were talking, and they asked me what my race was, and they thought that I was something. No, I wasn't black. They thought I was something else, right? And so I said, "Oh no, I'm black. My mother is mixed, black and white." They go, "Oh, okay." And then one of the Mexican men said, "Black women, like, they don't need anything. They literally do everything themselves, right?" And so I was like, "Really?" And the white guy was like, "Yeah, they do everything themselves. They don't ever need." They're not needy like that. They're not needy like that. This is the image of how we're looking, right? The black man that was there, he said they don't ever need anybody. I said, so you guys think that black women just don't need anybody? This is how people are looking at us. This is a small group of men in Indiana, just here working, just regular workers. Conversation turned into, so you guys would prefer a woman that's working and, doing all that and not needing you in any way. And most, I would say, like 90% of them were married. So they were like, no, we don't want a working woman. It's just interesting how black women don't need anything. And I'm like, this is how people look at us. They look at us like they just feel like we don't need anything.
This is the reason why I don't use words like queen, strong black woman. I don't do all that because I do need a man.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? I do need. I love being a woman. So I'm not a masculine woman. I don't really do that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do need a man. But I need a real man. I don't need some guy that's just a male. That's why so many black women are confused when they get in relationships is because they think that if they help a guy out or do things for men, that is going to make them, more appealing to men.
Yeah.
And then they get with these guys because, of course, if you're a guy who doesn't want to work or doesn't want to be a breadwinner, then you find some woman that wants to send you on trips, and then you're going to cling to her because you don't have to do anything with her. You don't have to marry her. You don't have to do you don't have to do anything.
Well, this is why
it's
we
easy.
and this is why we like I like, and I don't care this too, but I like when men lead in all areas in a relationship. When we say we want you to lead in all areas, most men, black men, are like, yeah, no, men should lead in all areas. And then there's that percentage of men that are just like, no, you guys have to be equal. And I'm just like, no, we need to take this way back to a time where that wasn't it, because there needs to be a stronger presence of black men that are really willing to be leaders, in the relationships, and we don't have that. So the more that we don't have that, the more that we're going to have women who are nurturing these, beta men. We're going to keep having that nurturing of that, and I just really wish women would stop doing that, but it's like a mental thing. It's a psychological thing where they actually feel like they're somehow getting a man's love by giving him things. That is a mental battle, because you won't understand. Like, a lot of women don't understand that by doing that, you're not going to get him to like you more. You're not going to you're just going to make him be what he is.
Also, it's just not attractive to take care of a man. I'm not attracted to a man I have to financially take care of. You can't be, that's what I'm saying. That's what's happening. They get into these relationships with these guys, and then when these guys don't want to financially take care of them in any way, then it's unattractive. Yeah. You're a woman. It is unattractive. Yeah. It doesn't feel good to sleep with a guy that isn't doing anything for you at all financially, and you are living with him, and you know what I mean? That's just, you created a monster in your relationship, and now you need to get out. And so a lot of women just don't understand that you have to change your behavior to attract a different type of guy. But a lot of black women just don't understand that it is you that's the problem. It's not them. They will change when we change. It's you. You can't keep doing the same things over and over again, wanting a different result. If you keep buying things for men and bailing men out and doing stuff, then those guys have problems. Yeah, they do. They have financial problems, and they found a girl who's willing to remedy that. Yeah. And now you want to be treated like a lady, and he doesn't know how to do that. Yeah, the idea that you want to be treated like a lady and take care of them, it's so funny. It's like it doesn't. It does not work that way. But like, even like with the whole Tabitha Brown situation, she has a man who works, but she's making him into. She's trying to turn him into a new creation. A helpmate. You're right. And this is just what we do. You know what I mean? We do this all the time. We turn black men into useless people. And then weak-minded black men easily take that bait and just go ahead, just do anything, like a little puppy dog. Does everything that she says, everything. I'll cook and clean, and I'll take care of the kids, and you don't have to do. And it's like, it's just not attractive for a man to not be a man, and it's unattractive for a woman to be taking care of a man like that. Like, there's something really, really deeply wrong with you if you're doing that. And even there are black men. I mean, there are black men that say it. Yeah, the Kevin Samuels will say. I mean, they say it, and black women will say, "I want a man who provides for me and takes care of me." But then, as soon as they get in a relationship, they do the exact opposite, and then you're unhappy. You know what I mean? Just be honest about what it is you want, and if a guy isn't giving you that, then he's just not the one for you. Yeah. Don't try to make something into something that you're not really happy, with. It's just the like what they say, millennials aren't even getting married. They don't see it as a viable. Because for what? Look what we've done to marriage. Yeah, it's a mess. What are they getting married for? It's not intriguing or attractive anymore. To me, it is, but not to most people. But it really just isn't, because they're not behaving. People are not behaving in the natural. Their instincts are now kind of skewed with
agendas that are being pushed out there. The idea now that saying, you need to act like a lady is looked at as a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what are you trying to say?
And what homemakers
it's
is
like,
most women can't cook anymore. Most women
can't.
don't even know how to clean a house.
I just talked to a lady last night that can't cook.
We still know how to make children,
Yeah.
clearly. But we don't know how to get married. We don't know how to be anything that is domestic at all. You know what I mean? And so men, millennials, are starting to see that.
Yeah.
That's why they require women to make as much as they do, because they want something out of it. You know what I mean? And so why would you marry?
We've had several men say that they require their in their relationship, they require the woman to work and equal and all that. And I'm like, okay, well,
50-50 relationships are the highest rated divorce rate. You know what I mean? So it's just, I just think that maybe we are too far gone.
We are.
I mean, because
I think so.
with the way that the media. I mean, because the agenda is clear for Black people. I mean, the media pushes single women all day long, and Black women love that women empowerment,
because so many
feminist stuff, and there's so many of us are single mothers that we adapt to that easier than the nuclear family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most of us are already doing it by ourselves, and so Oprah looks more appealing. You know what I mean?
Well, we know it's not.
We know it's not.
I mean, we have to know that it's not. That she's an Oprah type-esque person. That is a life of nonstop. You know what I mean? There's no real.
She doesn't represent. She doesn't represent natural female nature.
No.
You know what I mean? Most women are going to want to have kids and want to get married and want to have a home. You know what I mean? Most women are going to want that. But
I think Black women though are afraid to say what they see. This is my thing, is that I know that because I've spoke to many Black women, even ones I don't know and do know, and a lot of them don't want to say what they want because they know that it won't be received necessarily very well by a lot of these modern men. Modern Black men, and I've talked to so many women that they're like, really, I would like to be a stay-at-home mom, and that's looked at as lazy, and like you just don't want to do anything with your life, trying to get a free. Someone even said that on our comments. Women are trying to get a free ride with this whole stay-at-home mom thing, and I'm just like, there is no free ride here. Do you know how hard it is to be a homemaker? Do you know how hard it is to be home, take care of kids? Do you understand the type of what's the word? Gratification as a man that you're going to get knowing when you come home everything is taken care of, including you. It's funny how they see things. So a lot of women do not want to say what they really want. I did it when I was younger. I didn't really want to say that I wanted to be a housewife because no one I knew, every woman I knew was in college or getting, doctors and they're all in this hierarchies of their careers, and careers was just pushed and pushed and pushed, when I was younger. So how can I sit there amongst all of these women that I know, and say, yeah, I want to be a stay-at-home mom? I never admitted that until later. I never wanted to admit that until later. It was just like, because I know that a lot of Black women will be looking at me like, oh, no, you need to get a career. And I know a lot of Black men don't like taking care of Black women in that way.
yeah,
They don't like, a lot of Black men like two-income homes. And so when you're a person who doesn't, so I just never said anything. Like those women, I talk to now, I'm like, they don't want to say what they want. And so they accept things that they don't want and do like this lady did on the video and just starts buying and buying and buying, and doing stuff. And really the truth is she kind of wants to be taken care of.
Well, the girl in the video, though, she kept calling herself alpha female.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I'm an
see,
alpha
but that
female.
gets to our head.
Why are you saying that?
I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. It gets to her head. It's like, well, stop calling yourself that.
Yeah, right.
Because you don't really want to be that. That is just what you're portraying because you think that's what men really want. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then you get with the men that really want that, and you're not attracted to those men.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those men they do want alpha females because they are beta males. They are not head of household. They are not those guys that are going to do that. And Black women have a passive aggressive relationship with Black men.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
true.
It's like on one end we want to be passive with you.
Yeah.
We allow you in our life and everything. And then when we realize that you're not the one because you're not because we weren't acting like real women when we met you. Then we act aggressive and angry and frustrated. And then, you know what I'm saying? And so there's always been this agenda with the media anyway, with Black women that we, like I said, with the girl who has the 2 kids and that picture went viral. It's like a meme. where she's just sitting there, her cap and gown. That's what I'm saying. It's just like there's always these agendas where black women can just do everything. We're only strong. We feel like our strength is doing everything.
Yes, that's we talked about that before.
But our
too.
strength needs to be tougher with men, but not in mean way, but in a way of expecting more.
Yeah.
But we have to expect that from ourselves. So, and until you expect more from yourself, you will expect mediocre in someone else.
True.
That's just true.
I mean, this is how people. I mean, I told you the story about the guys, the construction workers. That's how they see black women. That's literally how they see black women. That we don't need anything. We do it all. And I think they thought that was a compliment. And why wouldn't they? Because it's all we do is push. And push that we're strong and queens and no one can get us down, and this is the thing that we push. And I just feel like black women have to be more soft. I mean,
then we turn around and say black women are the most disrespected women in the
world.
It's like, okay, which one is it?
Then what we gonna do? Yeah, which one?
Because I don't feel disrespected.
I don't feel disrespected.
I don't feel disrespected.
I feel like a lot of things that I did wrong in my life, I created.
Right.
So I feel like when I think about my behaviors, like with men, when I was younger. Or, I feel like I created a lot of those situations. Those are things that I could have, if I had really did some self-reflection on myself before I got into relationships, I feel like that wouldn't have happened. So I don't feel disrespected. I think I disrespected myself and then got involved with somebody that was...
Right.
You know what I mean? So I put everything on myself, fix it, and then go out into the world different, which is what I've done.
But that's real. That's real women's liberation.
Yeah.
Liberating yourself is when you're able to call out yourself.
Yes, take out
responsibility. When you're able to see that you are the cause of your own problems.
Right.
You liberate yourself from playing victim is basically what you're doing.
And so
anytime you play victim in your life, you aren't liberated.
No.
So, look, I don't feel sorry for black women. I feel like we bring it on ourselves a lot of times. And until we can see that, then the women like this will always have something to be mad at or argue with. And look, it's your life is really up to you. We have to learn how to surrender.
Yeah.
And black women just do not know how to surrender. I don't really know any black women that know how to do that.
They're
they
not
don't know
very
how to surrender.
submissive.
I don't care if they've been to college or not. I see black women all the time that they just don't know how to just pump the brakes on themselves. It's just running your mouth and trying to be all things to everybody, and then at the end of it all, playing victim. Oh, everything happens to me at once. We're so disrespected. It's like, no, you know what we need to do is stop being available all the time and trying to pretend like we like it.
Yeah. And stop
lie.
Stop looking at submission as if it's some type of stain on you. Like submission is
right.
We have a hard time with being submissive. We have a hard time with the control thing. You know what I mean? Like we just can't let that control go. And I think that it's really messing us up as a race.
There's way too much attitude.
Too much attitude.
I mean? Just way too much. It's just aggressive, angry, frustrated, domineering attitude that we just sort of have, and I see it all the time. We just observe, because I like to observe. I just observe black women of almost every background. Like it's just we just can't pump the brakes.
And we know that black people in general, I know generally speaking, black people, it's in our nature to be a little bit more, we're a little bit more animated with our mannerisms. You know what I mean? Like it's a different, we understand that part of it, but it's not that. It's like there's too much aggression with black women. It's just too much, and I just think we have to be able to pull back a bit, be softer.
And so a lot of people get mad at things that they themselves bring on themselves. And so you have to learn to surrender. And I think that, I don't know if we can fix it. I mean, when you have divorce rates and you have feminism going on, and you have a single mother rates as high as they are, and, it's like we ruin the nuclear family. I see the destruction of our community. And it's not because of white people.
Which is what they go to.
It's just us. It's like self-inflicted.
It's so easy to say that too. Oh, the white man kept me down, and no one ever bigs up the black woman. I'm like, are you serious? You sure? Because all I'm seeing is queens and crowns all over the place, and that's all.
That's what I'm saying though. You would think with all these hashtags, Black Girl Magic, that we would have esteem by now, and we don't.
Black Girls Rock, all this stuff.
Which is why I don't say stuff like that, because I know our community does not have self-esteem that way. And so while we're sitting around here pretending like we're all queens and black girl magic. That's BS, and we know it because we can tell by the numbers. That's BS. You know what I mean? So let's just call it what it is, and then fix it.
That's the thing. We're avoiding the real topic. See, people are avoiding that. The destruction of family, the single motherhood rate, and the black women being too aggressive, and it's BS,
and the feminizing of black men.
Yeah,
black men are being feminized by us.
And what we're doing instead is we're saying, oh, you're a queen, you're a king. Why don't we talk about the real issue? Because I'm sick of all the this BS talk.
Yeah, because I think that guy even said it in that video. He said that, and it's true. He said there are black men out here, a lot of them, that are not gay men. They're just feminized. Yeah. You know why? Because of women like that.
Okay, guys, just let us know what you think about this. Just let us know your opinions on that. I think black women we have to kind of loosen the grip a little bit when it comes to all this control stuff. So leave some comments below. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And everybody have a really good day.